Welcome back. This is Computer Science 40S, Greenfoot, Chapter 3. This is Section 3.6. Okay, in this section here, we're going to look at some keyboard control. To get the game-like behavior, we need to get the player involved. Player U should be able to control the crab with the keyboard, while allows you to continue to run randomly by themselves as they already do. Page 42. The Greenfoot environment has a method that lets us check whether a key on the keyboard has been pressed. It's called isKeyDown. And like the getRandomNumber method that we encountered in Section 3.1, it's a method in the Greenfoot class. The method signature is static boolean isKeyDown string key. We can see that the method is static, it's a class method, and the return type is a boolean. This means that the method returns either true or false and can be used as a condition in an if statement. We can also see that the method expects a parameter of type string. String is a piece of text, such as a word or sentence, written in double quotes, just like the strings in Liberty Basic that you learned about. The following are examples of strings. This is a string, name, a, all in quotations. In this case, the string expected is the name of the key that you want to test. Every key on the keyboard has a name. For those keys that produce visible characters, that character is their name. For example, the A key is called A. Other keys have names too. For instance, the left cursor key is called left. Thus, if you want to test whether the left cursor's key has been pressed, you can write if Greenfoot is key down, quotations left. Note that we need to write Greenfoot in front of the call to isKeyDown, since this method is defined in the Greenfoot class. If, for example, we want to turn our crab to turn by 4 degrees whenever the left cursor key is pressed, we could write if Greenfoot is key down left, turn -4. The idea now is to remove the code from the crab that does the random turning and also the code that turns automatically at the world edge, and replace them with the code that lets us control the crab's turn with our keyboard. So exercise 3.14, remove the random turning from the crab and remove the code from the crab that does the turn at the edge of the world. At the top of page 43, there's a tip there. Greenfoot automatically saves classes and scenarios when their windows are closed. Keep a copy of interim stages of scenarios. Use save as from the scenario menus. Just like I suggested a couple of videos ago, you should be going save as so that you always have a good copy of the previously, good working copy of the previously lesson. So if you want to save as before you continue, that might be a good idea here. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove the turning code from the crab and the world edge stuff as well. So we're going to get rid of random turn. And we're going to get rid of turning at edge. Okay, so exercise 3.16, add code into the crab's act method that makes the crab turn left whenever the left cursor key is pressed and tested. Add another similar bit of code to the crab's act method that makes the crab turn right whenever the right cursor is pressed. If 3.18, if you've not done so in the first place, make sure that the code that checks the key presses and does the turning is not written directly into the act method, but is instead in a separate method, may be called check key press. This method should be called in the act method. And exercise 3.19, currently if you have simply copied the code to the lobster, both walk with the same speed. You can make them walk at different speeds by changing the parameter to the move method and move 5 method to call either of them. Try making lobsters faster or slower. Try out how the game feels if you do that. Choose a speed for crab and lobster that suits you. So you can do that once we got this key stuff fixed. So I'm going to suggest that you pause the video here, try that on your own, and if you're having trouble, I'm going to show you how to do that right away. Okay, while you hopefully had the video pressed, I made the method public void check key press, and if the key left key is down, then we're going to turn -4. There should probably be right there like that. That's the way I prefer it. So left is going to go -4, right's going to go 4. So instead of, we're going to have to put this check key press, we're going to have to put that in the act method, like so. It's expecting a semicolon there. Okay, so that should do the left and right. Let's just see here. I managed to get it. Let's just start the crab, and I'm going to run. He's going to move. He's still doing it on his own here. Let me just see. Okay, it took me a little bit of work to get that, so it might be a bit of a challenge for you as well, or you might be a lot better than me. Here I've got my single crab. And he now moves, and I use my key, and I can turn him. So just to show you that source code. It's also available on the next page, on page 44. I'm sure you probably saw that as well. It's also available in the book scenarios folder under Little Crab 3 as well. That's what I had to do to actually go get it. I had an error in there that I couldn't quite find. So hopefully you guys were a little more successful in that. Okay, so if you want to try this game, we can put in a crab. Let's reset that. Put in a crab. Put in one lobster. Put some worms. And let's run it and see what happens. And because they're relatively slow, even a poor player like myself is able to probably win this game. One of the suggestions there that was given was that you could change the speed. I'm playing with fire here. There we go, I won. And nothing happens because we didn't code that. We can change the speed of the lobster so that he chases you faster. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, and then we'll move into 3.7 shortly.